I loved the movie Mrs., starring the brilliant Sanya Malhotra. The movie showed the everyday, mind numbing monotony and the frustrating drudgery of the household chores. They are so exhausting, so boring, and they just never end. One task after the another, 24/7, 365 days, every year till you're dead. And all of it is on the woman. The smells, the yucky smells of dirty dishes, organic waste, shoes, clothes yet to be dried, clothes yet to be washed, the number that soaps and detergents do on your hands, the cuts, the steam on your cuts, the tears, the onion hurting your sinuses. Nobody cares. All that is left to a woman as if she is not a human being but a machine with no senses, no perception, no dreams, no triggers, nothing. Nobody cares. She's just a machine for housework, isn't she? Housework just never ends. There are always dishes that are dirty. There are always dishes to be washed, always dusting to be done, always clothes that need washing, folding, drying, always something that needs to be cleaned, arranged, cut, cooked, or thrown away, or bought. Something always needs to be done, and all of that is on the woman to do. It is never ending, frustrating, and rage inducing. Because logically, if there are two adults in the house, they should work together and the work should be reduced. But no, only if it is shared, the work is reduced. But in this marriage, it means that now there are two or more people's work that is dumped onto a woman. And obviously, this would drive anybody mad. Our society has no room for woman's sacred rage. That's why I love this movie, because in this movie we see her rage, her seething anger, her justified anger, her long overdue disruption, her standing up for herself and finally leaving. This movie does a great job of showing how marriage disproportionately affects women. Their whole life changes, while for the men it's just a bonus, an upgrade, so to say. Married men statistically live longer than single men. They get raises at their work. They get more taken more seriously as a family man as opposed to single men. But for women, their whole life changes. Married women sleep worse as compared to married men. Married men sleep better next to women. And for women, it means more physical, domestic, emotional labor, more care work, which is unpaid and obviously invisibilized, added stress, more risk of autoimmune diseases, and married women have shorter lives as compared to single women. And single women, statistically, all over the world, are the happiest demographic. Marriage means more unpaid labor and more expectations onto a woman. And not just the expectations of her partner, but the expectations of her entire household or the family of the groom. Because expectations onto a woman never end. They didn't end when she was a child or a young woman, and now that she is married, they have only increased. These expectations have become incessant. If you perform the role of a good wife or the good daughter in law, you end up depressed and with seething, untethered rage. But if you don't fare well on the society's impossible standards, you will be taunted, mocked, and isolated to death. So, marriage is a net loss to women. NCRB crime data shows that women are the most vulnerable inside their own homes. SASH and R word, I cannot say those words because it is YouTube, are more common with married women. And most homicide attempts on married women are done by their own husbands inside their own houses. The risk of being murdered in case of a woman significantly increases after she is married, and when she is expecting, like when she is pregnant, there is more risk that she will be murdered by her husband. Imagine, this is the society we live in. Married women in India have no protection against marital R word. I cannot even say that word. So if you are married, you have one less right than single women. Dowry deaths, honor killing, and domestic violence are still rampant in India, and they are only increasing. You can see the data for yourself. Married women are less likely to be believed and more likely to be advised, even in the judicial processes, to compromise and adjust for the good of the family. So, marriage means more sacrifice for women and unending sacrifice for women, and really no change and bonuses for men. A woman's nature, in my opinion, is curious, wild, free. It is like the ocean. It is expansive and it is infinite. But marriage is a shackle, a tool of the patriarchy to entrap her, to punish her, and to shame this out of her. Because the real truth is, women are the most valuable resource. Women are the source of everything, women are the creator. Everyone that was birthed by the labor of women and was raised by the care work of women. We need women to survive. But it seems like the more this patriarchal society needs us, the less it values us.